Ken Johnson this morning?
No, he didn't. He didn't train out this morning. He was a little crook overnight, but he's fine. We expect he'll be okay. But as you see this morning with us, 7 or 8 players don't do much on this day, so it's no big concern to us.
That's not an indication anyone's sore in doubt at all?
No. Everything is as we should be, and that's the side we named.
Same for you, Don, I presume?
Yeah, we were fine. We had a light run this morning, similar. So we trained yesterday, so guys did enough this morning and just got rolling and get ready for tomorrow night.
Bit of bad luck for Bryce. He's just get rolling at the moment.
Yeah, he's had a tough couple of weeks. He's jammed up his back, and then he got the gastro 2 weeks ago, I think, 3 weeks ago. Missed a game, and then jammed up again this week, and we just felt it was to reach too far this week. Let that settle down and get it right.
Replacing him here on the ground slightly different.
Yep.
Obviously, been playing for back line. How does that look on game day?
Obviously Luke's played a lot of footy for us, and we're always been keen to get him back in the side. He had the game last week. He's done a fair volume of work, so we're confident that our high performance guys got him ready to play. And obviously he comes in a big game, but he's played well in this stage before, so excited to have him back in the team.
We know how much you all love him, but is it weaker than you would have liked from a high performance point of view for
No. He's ready to go. I spoke to him during the week, and he was confident. He's confident. Again, when you get a player with that experience, they know when they're right, and he felt like he was right. So, and the opportunity came up, unfortunately with Bryce, going down. So he comes in.
When you say he was on managed minutes last week, was he like 75% game time or 70%?
Nah, he probably would have. I reckon at the end of it, he would have been 7 to 8 minutes under what he normally would have got. So it's not significantly down. So he wasn't like he played a half. He contributed in the whole game.
You got the 3 tall defenders, Donaldson, Tales, Keith, and Hardigan.
Yep.
Port really only got 3 tall. I suppose Marshall, right or Weiss was sort of swamped there.
Yep.
West Off played wing, couldn't play forward a bit.
Yeah.
You sort of feel that it could be a bit tall in defence, given Port might have under the 2 tall forwards.
No, not worried about that.
No, why do you think you're confident
sorry.
that you can your tall can sort of match their smalls like the Rosies and...
Yeah, well, we think. Kyle plays. Kyle's a quick defender as well, so he can play tall and small, and we're comfortable that he can play in those medium-sized guys. And we probably suspect that Westhoff might spend a bit of time forward, but that's up to Ken, really.
You're right, he will.
Yeah, I thought I might have guessed that right.
So what are you worried about, Don?
What's that?
What are you worried about?
From a game viewpoint, look, clearly, showdowns are a showdown, and we know it's a great contest. I think we've returned to some good form in the contest space, and Port's been strong in that all year. So I expect that we'll see tomorrow night, and it's a great opportunity and for both sides to take another step forward.
I think it's good time to get Port, given all their injuries to key personnel.
Yeah, I don't buy into that, to be honest. I think we've got some guys who are missing as well. There'll be 22 for Port and 22 for us run out, and the reality is they're the ones we have to focus on, and they're the ones that'll will be responsible for getting the job done tomorrow night.
Do you have to raise that with the players' complacency, or is that just given?
No, our players, and I can't speak for Ken's, but our players really clearly understand this competition every week is a significant challenge, because there's no easy games, and we've seen that all throughout the year. And we come against a Port team who disappointed last week, I'm sure, in the way they played, and they'll be keen to atone. And we need to keep playing the way we've been playing to keep moving ourselves the direction we want to go on the ladder.
John, after 3 wins in a row, do you think that in this town in particular, you need a win over someone like Port Adelaide to convince the supporters and members that you are the real deal?
I think we just need to keep winning. I don't look at games in terms of significance or whatever else. It's more how we want to play. I think we've returned to playing some of the footy we want to play. Can we get better? Of course we can, and that's what we're aspiring to do. So last week's game was a genuine arm wrestle, and we found a way in the end. And tomorrow night's game will be different again, I'm sure. But we just want to keep winning.
Ken, was it a tough call to leave out Zach Butters this week?
Oh yeah, it is. It's always a tough call to leave anyone out, but you don't think about them and just drop them out of the side easily. Zach's been really, really promising for us. He's been incredible. All 3 of the first yearers have come in and played their role really well. And I've always said, when they're not playing as well as they need to, well, that's when they put themselves at risk, like every other player in the side. So no, it's not so much a tough call; it's a normal call.
What do you want to see from him in the sample to get his spot back?
A bit hard this week. We haven't got a game, so it works a bit both ways for us, doesn't it? If he he has an opportunity to have a little bit of a download as well and gets himself ready to go again, he's a high quality young player. He's in the early stages of his career. He's going to learn and he'll learn quick.
Ken, you brought in a lot of speed. You brought in a lot of speed. The easy way to look at it is to say you want to stretch the Crows on the outside. Is that an actual thing that you've been looking at a bit of extra speed against Adelaide?
No, it's certainly nothing to do with Adelaide. It's more to do with what best suits our style of football. And, Broggs will be happy to hear that you've said Matty Broadbent will happy to hear you've come in with some speed, so he'll be really keen on that. But yes, certainly some of the other, two of the other boys have got some real toe, and Motts is an experienced player. We're certainly lacking some experience. We get that, so to bring Broadbent and Motlop in for some experience was certainly one thing. And then, our speed options were the players in good form.
How pleased have you been with Motlop's response?
Yeah, look, really pleased that Stephen's been able to go back and be a contributor for the Magpies and play really strong football. Be a great teammate. I think it's really important. He's got fond memories of the showdown last year, so to bring him back's a good time.
What about,
I think you have to bring that up.
No, I did.
what about the first one? Jonas normally gets Eddie.
He won't be getting Eddie?
No, he won't be.
No, he won't
Maybe
be.
he gets one of you back six for playing Eddie.
It's normally what happens, and that's exactly what will happen. I mean, our options are a little bit different than what they have been in the past, so Eddie causes us problems no matter who we put on him, so maybe we just do something different and leave him free. He mightn't get as much damage. So, look, our back line will do a pretty good job, I'm sure, against the Crows, and there's 7 of them that'll go out there and play, and they'll work and share it together.
Have you had to speak to them and pick them up after the first quarter against Collingwood?
Yeah, well, they pick themselves up as much as I had to pick them up, or the other coaches had to pick them up. But we played a really high-quality team last week. We played an enormously, emotionally charged Collingwood, and they were really up and ready for the first quarter. We didn't match them in any way, but I think if you look at the last 3 quarters, we were in the contest with them at least. And we're not silly enough to think that we didn't realise how good Collingwood were, and our boys just understand the competition, as Don just referenced to. The competition's so tough and so tight. It's what happens sometimes.
It's happened a couple of times that you've been jumped a little bit this year. Have you sort of tried to figure out ways to stop the Crows doing that too on the weekend?
Yeah, we try and figure that every week, just
Yeah,
whether we
but,
don't get jumped. We've actually jumped some sides too.
Yeah,
at the start.
yeah.
So I think if you continually look at this competition, you'll continually see sides do some different things, or they have a good start, they have a strong finish, they have patches in the middle where they dominate the game. It's just what the competition is. It's so even, so close. One thing I know is that if we're off our game at all, we're going to get tested massively by a really good side that we're coming up against tomorrow night.
Ken, you spoke about the experience to bring in 2 young guys in Johnson and Farrell, but at least sort of experience the atmosphere of a showdown must be handy.
Yeah, well, at least they've been there and they've felt, and we all understand showdowns are bigger and better, and they're just a big show in this town, and we like it for that reason. And I think we might have 6 perhaps playing their first showdown tomorrow night. Great opportunity for them.
Do you speak about that to them? Do you get the group to speak to those guys about the experience and I guess just to settle some of those nerves they might have?
They've only got to walk around Adelaide for this week, and they get an understanding of what's coming. I think it's really important that they're big games. We get it. Our players get it. I'm sure the Crows players get it. It's on tomorrow night, and we look forward to it again, and our players will be ready for it.
Where do you both rate the showdown in terms of Australian sporting rivalries?
From my point of view, I've been here a little bit longer than Don. I think it's as big as you get when it comes to our competition. It's, I spoke with Ryan Burton. We spoke a little bit about, Hawthorn-Geelong rivalry. This is big. Don's Western Australian. He knows what the games are over there. I don't think there's a bigger game in the competition than Port Adelaide versus Adelaide. I just think it's a massive game, and they've been such great games that they even grow.
Oh, look, it's a significant rivalry and has been since, what are we up to, 46, I think? In the last, say last year's games, those 2 games were as good a games as footy you would have seen throughout the year. So it does. It's it's got a focus for both teams in the town, and it's a great game of footy to be part of. And that's the exciting part, as we sit here on the eve of it, getting ready to go, knowing that they're always tough games, but they're great games, and that's what footy's about.
As a side note, does it deserve to be shown on the national stage? I
In-
think telecast-wise, it's perhaps not on a national stage this week.
Okay, so it's not on the free-to-air. Okay, well that's the decision which broadcasters and others make. It's beyond my postcard.
But just purely from a spectacle point of view,
Oh, I think as I agree with Ken, I think it's a significant game in the footy calendar. How that needs to be shown or displayed is really up to, as I said, people well above my postcard.
Ken, what can you tell us about the new skipper?
The new skipper. He's done it before. And he's got a pretty good record too in showdowns too. It's quite a crazy story, isn't it, when you think about what we've gone through at the start of the year with our joint captains, and we've got no one in our leadership group available this week. So Trav steps back up the plate. The conversation with Trav early in the week, because we knew the other boys were in some trouble, was we basically went like this: "Hey Trav, would you?" He said yes. So I'd love to be. I feel like it's my role to take on the boys and lead them and show them the way. I've done it plenty of times before. It won't interfere with the way I play.
Any
Sure.
interest in wearing the number 1 again?
No. He said 1 got too heavy for him, he reckons, in the end. So 10, he feels much lighter and he's running much quicker. So he's in bloody good form, I know that.
I'm sure there's plenty of sprays we don't see, but what sort of response can we expect from Scott Lycett tonight?
Oh, I thought we've seen a response from Scott after quarter time last week too. I think he's been really, really good for us. So Scotty knew the importance of Grundy last week particularly, and we understood that he didn't quite get it right early, but he's been really good for us. I suspect that he will play a similar game that he's played for. What have we played? 6 3/4 quarters. So he may have had a start with probably 5 minutes. He had a white patch.
How big's Rob's test? Then on the other side of that, I mean, that's probably as big as it gets for a young guy.
Yeah, a great opportunity for Rob. I mean, he's come in and he's built game on game. As I said at the end of the game last week, I think he's just continued to improve week on week out, and he played really well last week. And Ryder, Lycett here, Showdown. What a great opportunity for young. So at the start of the year, if you'd said you're going to lead the ruck first Showdown, he would have been jumping out of his skin, which he is now. So he's excited by it. He's ready to go. And it's a good opportunity and a good challenge at the same time.
What sort of game can we expect? I mean, it's probably not going to be the old 14 at half time like it was for you guys last week. There's guys that control the tempo and how the game's sort of set up. Give us any insight in what we can look forward to.
Don't know. What are you thinking?
Well,
It's a challenge because you don't know. I mean, certainly the way we wanted to play last week wasn't sort of going at 14 to 12 at half time. It was just the way the game panned out. So each game throws something different up. I think both teams are probably would like to move the ball quickly if they can, and we'll see if they get the opportunity to do it tomorrow night. So for me, it still comes down to your ability to win contests, and that be stoppage, ground ball, ahead of the ball, behind the ball. That's what we're looking at from our viewpoint, is can we deliver in that space.
John, have you had to speak to a couple of guys? Got two, I think, Molly Himmelberger and Brian, who have played the Showdown before. Have you had to speak to them or get your leaders to sort of give them a bit of an idea or sense of what to really expect tomorrow?
No, those guys they're not like first year guys. They've been at the club long enough. They've been to the games. They know what it's like. And as Ken said, you walk around the town this week, you'd have to be living down a borough to think that not be aware that there's a showdown going on. It's pretty big. So it's a great opportunity for those guys, and they get to taste it for the first time tomorrow night.
How do you find Elliot sort of handled his step up to senior footy?
Yeah, he's been really good. He's got him on our list for 3 years. He's sort of built himself a body and a capability to be ready to play that sort of role, and nothing really much phases Elliot. He's pretty cruisy. But he's a great competitor. Again, great chance for him tomorrow night.
And just what Don said about the contest being key, is that your thoughts as well?
It is every game, regardless of whether it's Showdown or not, whether it's us against Collingwood or Adelaide against Freo. It's a contest. That's where the game stops and starts. But we would look at both. If we look at last year's Showdowns, both sides I think scored 90 points. So I suspect that the game will still get into some open, free-flowing football at some point. We'll be doing our best to stop them from getting too much of it, and hopefully trying to create a lot ourselves. So, but if you don't win the contest, you don't get a chance to do any of that stuff. So, critical.
And Freo were crashing into the Crows last week. Did that give you a little inner smile that they're crashing into each other and you were sitting back watching?
I'm not so sure that I had as much of a smile as Don perhaps had on Friday night in the first quarter. So, games are games. The boys are fresh. They're ready to play. Both sides will be up. It's a showdown. We'll be right.
What advantage from next week, day or two's rest?
I wouldn't have thought so. No, I wouldn't have thought so. Not in this competition. It'll start again when the siren goes tomorrow night.
Ken, we saw Ollie this morning in crutches and in the movo. Is it more serious than what felt anticipated at the start?
Then a small fracture in his leg.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty serious. So that's what it is. He's going to miss a period of time. That's just the way it goes. When he does that, collision injuries, you just can't. What can you do about them? It's just what happens.
So sort of a muck at this stage, Ken, it'll miss, or?
Yeah, without predicting exact timelines, I suspect he won't be around for 2 or 3 at least. And we'll be very cautious with that. If we look at our draw, we got the bye coming up in about 4 weeks. So I reckon it'd be fair to say either just prior to the bye or just after.